So out of the 19 core genes that we have determined, we want to find out the hub genes. Hub genes. So when you are doing a real project, and you will have a lot of the at the end, the number of the common genes that you will have will still be a lot of genes. So you want to just focus on the core, the main genes that with a high degree, we will be seeing it when we will be using the cytoscape, the high degrees. And you want to use only those genes with high degrees to actually uh, continue your study. Yeah, so that's what we will be doing now. And we will use a string. So string, as we are used to, we can just go in Google and we ask for string, the string database. So the website is string-db for the database.org. So this is the interface of our string. So what we will do now is to search. So after you put in search, you have you will have this interface. But this is the interface for protein by name. There is a different interfaces according to what you want to do. Protein by sequence, this is it. Multiple proteins, this is it. The one that we will be using. Multiple sequences, proteins, organisms, etc. So we are interested in the multiple proteins because we have different proteins that we want to put in this, and to actually design our PPI network. PPI stands for protein-protein interaction network. We want to see the interactions network of our genes that we have. So this is it. They say we can list the names of our genes, or if we have a file, we will just browse and upload the file here. At the end, we will, and then we will come on in organisms, and we choose the organism that we have. But we will put in the list of your genes first. So we are going to our common target. We copy, we come here, and we just paste. So these are our 19 core targets. So we can now come in organism, and our organism of interest is Homo sapiens, and we click on select, and we have selected Homo sapiens. Now we can say search. Now we can say search, and you can, so by the moment you say search now, this is the window that will pop up, giving you the different genes with their descriptions. So you can choose, if there is an error, you can correct it here. You can still correct it here. For example, for the PLK1, the one that it chooses is the PLK1 serine threonine protein kinase, and you will see the description. So it's saying that there are some other descriptions with some other genes, like related or genes KL fry, and even here it's saying that you can even have more. There are more options for these particular genes here. So it's just for you to know the particular genes that you are working with. So it's choosing is it automatically choose PLK1 for you. And this is actually the things that we are actually interested in. In case it chooses something that is not what you are expecting, so you can now look for the different um, possibilities of genes, and you click on the one you want. So it means that you are correcting it, and you check those things, and you make sure that you have what you want. And by the moment you finish making sure, you can now click on continue. You click on continue, and string will bring for you the network, the protein network for you. So this is the protein network. So under legends here, you can read the nodes, the edges. Okay, all right. So what is called the node is just these circles like points here. So those are the nodes showing actually the genes. Yeah. So these lines are what is called edge. So these lines are the edges. So you can come just down and read about the description of your network, the node color. So which color is representing the content is saying that if is empty node, that means the proteins has an unknown 3D structure. So but if it is filled nodes, so some 3D structure is known or predicted. So those are a node color, you can read about it, and the edges you read about it. So that's it. Settings, analysis, number of nodes, number of edges, and the average node degree, average local. So these things you can just go online and try and read to understand what are they used for, what is the importance of those descriptions and all. We have the PPI enrichment p-value here, a protein interaction p-value. Generally, you don't report this or all of these things in your work generally. What we are interested in now, we with our string, we have the PPI network now. So we want to export. So first of all, we will download this figure, the PPI. You just come on export, and it's saying export your current network, and from here you can see the different formats that are available, and you click on the format of interest that you want. Yeah, and you just download it. So I will download in PNG, portable network graphic format. Or I can choose the high resolution one. Say download the second one here. So let me open this and see. So this is our network. So the background being black doesn't mean it's black actually, it's just transparent. By the moment you copy this to uh, your file in Word, for example, we have a white background. Any background on which we put it, we take that background. So we just save this in our work, in our file. So our file, net farm discourse, we open it. and we can name this our PPI network. So we will be using, if you are doing a write-up, you will use this figure. So date modified PPI network is there. So the next thing we want to do now is to export this into Cytoscape. So Cytoscape is a software, and we will be using that software to actually uh, we'll be using it for the hub genes, yeah, to detect our hub genes. So before that, I have Cytoscape here, but I will need to show you how you can download Cytoscape. So you can search on. Okay, why I'm always coming on Google is just that it's just to show us that even if we don't know because first of all, Google is known by all of us. So anything you are looking for, you can just go to Google immediately. Otherwise, in my bin, I can just put Cytoscape there. Cytoscape. So I put Cytoscape. So it's saying Cytoscape, an open source platform. Yeah. So this is what I'm looking for. Cytoscape.org. So I will just open it. Like before, I will send those links in the group. So the last version of Cytoscape is actually a the version 3.91. So you will just need to click on this download download 3.91. You just click on it and you follow in the instructions until you have your until you download the your Cytoscape. So you just click on it and you download it. Now I will open my own because after downloading there are certain things you need to get straight, you need to do. So I will open my own Cytoscapes here so that we look into that first. So when you open Cytoscape, you will have this interface where what is in these recent sessions. If you download it for the first time, you will not have these three figures here. For example, is because I worked and had those figures there, so that's why it's showing. But you will have sample sessions. You will have this. So this is the interface of. So this is the interface of Cytoscape. So once you actually reach um, the Cytoscape now, when you open your download it for the first time and you open it, you will be needing some apps. So for your work, some apps that are necessary for you to be able to work. So you will be downloading them. You come into apps here. You go to app manager. So in the search, you will look for string. So you will see string app. For me, is already installed. But for you, when it's not, it will not be installed for when you download it for the first time. So you will click on it. It will not show installed there. When you click on it, this is what will be shown. What will be shown. So you will see view on app stores. You don't have anything to do with that. Just near view app store, you will see install. For me, it's because I downloaded it already, so that's why it's not showing clearly. For you, it will show clearly, so you will just click on install. By the moment you click on install, you just wait few seconds, few minutes, and it will be installed. So when it is installed, now in the beginning you will just have string app here, but after it is installed, it will show in bracket installed there, and you know that is installed. The next one that you want to download, you will, because you will need it, is y files. So y files layout algorithm, the same app to download. So you do the same thing, you click on install until you get the installed in bracket there, and you know that it is installed. So the third one will be CytoHub, CytoHubba. Yeah, so CytoHubba, and you do the same thing. You click on installed until you see installed in bracket, and after that you are done. Later you can check the other ones yourself. By the moment you will be reading online and all those things, and you notice that there are some apps that you need for some other things, then you can download by yourself. But those three are essential for the basic work that you will be doing with Cytoscape. So that's just it. So coming back to our work now. eh all right, so we will go back to our string. Yeah. So we are back in our string, and with our PPI network. In export, you will find send network to Cytoscape here. Send network to Cytoscape. So you open Cytoscape, you keep Cytoscape opened. So by the moment you keep Cytoscape open, and now you can now click on send network to Cytoscape. You click on it, and it will open. You say what? Communication error. Communication error. This is a network problem. I will try to arrange the network and we continue. Okay, so I think the network is restored now. Um, so we were saying that you will just click on the send network to Cytoscape here. It's saying setting for string app, sending network. You will see it here. Network sent. So when you say network sent now, you can come back in your Cytoscape, and you can see your network here. So the network is indeed sent. So from here now we can okay, because remember that what we want to do in Cytoscape is to find our hub things. So hub things, you will use the plugin CytoHubba, which is just here. You click on it. So you will tell Cytoscape to calculate it for you. You click on calculate, and okay, if you check, so the hub genes, you will define how many genes you want out of the all the genes that you import. So generally, if you check the literature, generally people use people just consider 10 genes out of, if you are doing a real project, out of hundreds of genes, 10. Some people might even go until 20. So it depends on what you want. And So you just click hover notes. In the hover notes, you set top 10, and you will actually choose the parameter that you want it to use. You want the cytoscape to use to give you uh, your top uh, your top nodes, the hub genes. So in some literature they use the MCC, maximal click centrality. They use it. So when you will check you can check how do you call it, the literature, to see what's the meaning of the MCC, what does it stand for, why people use it, and some other people also use the degree. And we will be using the degree. I prefer for my own myself, I prefer the degree. So we will actually um screen our options by using the parameter degree by degree. So we will now say we want to check the first stage node, display the shortest path. If you want, you can click them, display the expanded subnet. Okay, let's do this. We will try it without clicking them, and then we will try it with clicking them, and we will see what it will give. So after just those things, checking those parameters, top 10, we want top 10 by degree. We just say submit. So by the moment you submit, this is what you will have here in the center here, and at the right you will have the rank and their nodes. So you can see uh, the different, which one is ranked with higher degrees from 1 to 10. Yeah, so that's it there. And okay, after you get this, in the even for you when you will check in the literature, you don't have it like this. So I mean, all these things here, the names, the writings that you have inside, you might want, and the way the layout of our network right now is not that nice. It's not that nice. So what you will do is to check layout here. So with the layout, so later on you can try the different layouts and even check online to see how the layout works and all of those things. But for now, what we are doing is we just tell it that we want the Y files circular layout. We click on it. You say what? Let me just say okay. So after clicking on it, this is what you will actually have. So if you check the Y files, you will remember that we downloaded the Y files app. So that this is why you needed to download that app. So this is what we are getting. Let's say, let's click on this first two and submit and see if there is a difference. So here I'm doing the same thing. So by clicking check the first stage node, display the shortest path, it's just adding some other nodes, adding other nodes. But at the right here, you will still find your top 10 genes. I'm not interested in all these things. I will just keep the first one. So this is it. So the next thing we want to do is style. So with our style, we can actually change the shape and even the names. We want the genes names to be shown inside. So there is node, edge, network, table, even table. So we are interested in the nodes for now. and we come in label. We come in label. So in label, when we click in label, we say we click on the column, you click on the name, and uh, you will choose a display name. So by the moment you choose display name, you can notice that the numbers, the ensemble number that we had before has turned to the genes names that we are actually really interested in. So that's what we are actually interested in. The genes name. We want to display the genes name. So that's how you do it. If you want to change the shape, you can come to shape here. All right, so you can click here for def by default. Def here means by default. BYP is bypass. MAP dot. I think map or mapping or something. I'm forgetting. You can check it later. So here you can by default you can choose that the shape you want is ellipse, for example, and when you will say apply, it will change the shape for you. So that's it. And if even like this, you can still change the height and the width. You will see height here, so you can also change what the width here. If I want to change the width, for example, okay, let me say the height, and I will check on the default panel, the height. If I say I want it to be 75 here for now, I say okay, you will see that the shape has changed. You will see that the shape has changed. So it has become circular. It has become circular because the height and the width are similar. So the same way you can change the the dimensions of each node. You get right? Okay, if we come to the right panel here, when we will click on the first number one, rank number one. So by the moment we click on number one here, so by clicking on these different numbers here, you will be following the change of color and it will show you which genes is actually there. If I click on the first one, please be looking here uh, in the center. So if I click the first one now, so this CCNA2 here, I'm just enlarging it with the cursor or your mouse. So when I click the first one here, number one, so the CCNA2 color has changed to blue. It was kind of orange or red before. So it's just showing that uh, the first gene here is actually the CCNA2. So you will write it down. You can do a Excel file and be noting it down that your 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 first gene ranked with the highest degree is the CCNA2. So the second one And you put down the rank also. So the second one, when I will click on it, is showing that it is the ESR1. ESR1 is also ranked 1. So same degree pro. Number 3, ORCA. Number 4, PLK1. The next one, Teams. The next one, EGFR. The next one, NEK2. The next one is ORCB. The next one is what? Let me, okay. So the next one is here, is this one. The next one is AKR1C3. And the last one is which one now? Okay, let me see here. Okay, the last one is ADRB2. So that's how you also find out that the genes that are actually defined in the right here with their ranking degree. If I say node table, so you can have the different table below here, the node table, the edge table, network table, with the different informations that you can have about them. So and you check it out. So the node table, for example, will show you the different nodes, the shared name, display name, the different informations that uh, you can think about and find here. When you click on a specific node on the right under the ranking method, this thing, it will just bring that one with the information that are actually needed. But when you just click on the network, it will bring the whole network with the different distinct informations for you. So that's a little bit, and there are other things that you can do. And in the style, you can change. How do you call it? We talk about the shape and how to change the height and the width. You can change the color. You can change the label font size. You can change. So by the moment you go through yourself, you can see what you can change, and you can try and manipulate them. So that's it. For example, in some literature, they will now end up using, sorry, they will now, they can arrange this network here. They will arrange it according to the degree. So they can make it from the smallest degree to the highest degree. And okay, let's try it. For example, we said that our first gene highly ranked here is the CCNA2, for example. So the next one is what? ESR1. So I can just bring the ESR1. I want to rank it clockwise, clockwise from the biggest to the from the highest degree to the least degree. So I can just, with your mouse, yeah, you just click and drag it here. So the next one is Orca, for example. So I will bring Orca close to it here. The next one, PLK, like this. The next one, TM. The following one is this one, EGFR. The following one is neck. The following one is this. Is good at the place. So the next one is okay. So the next one, AKR. So I will bring it down there after this guy. And the last is this. So I will bring it down there. So I can now arrange. So for visual purpose, I want to arrange these things, uh, arrange them manually myself, which we are doing now, from the biggest clockwise, from the highest degree to the least degree. So I just arrange them like this now. But for visual purpose, I want to change the different dimensions. So because this one CCNA2 is the highest degree, I can leave it like that or increase it and be decreasing the other one and be decreasing the other one. So how do I do that? For example, if I want the ADRB2, for example, is the least of the 10 options. I will just click on it. But the moment I click on it, I come to style and I will start changing the 8. When I change the 8, let's say 20, for example. Okay, so you see that it changed uh, all of them. Is an error. You should not choose all of them. So it's for me to know. Okay, so if you want to do that, so by the moment I click only on the ADRB2, now when I want to change the dimension for only that node, I will use the panel of bypass, this panel, and hide here. So I will click on this panel, bypass hide, click on that coordinate, and I can define the dimension I want. Let's say 20 now. So you will see that only ADRB2 has changed its dimension. So I want to make it circle. So I will come to the width bypass and I say 20. So it's circle now. Now let's say for the AKR1C3 now, bypass 8, let me say 30 for it, for that one, 30, and the width is 30 also. If I, for the arc B, I say I want it to be 40, and the width 40. So you will see that by the moment I will finish, visually you will have from small circle till high circle. just showing that this gene is the least ranked in terms of degree. Yeah, in terms of degree. So that's how you will do for all of this. And you can change the color if you want. Color if you want. Fill color. So by the moment you click on fill color, so if you set default, it will change for every all nodes. But if you choose the bypass, you will now just work on the specific node, just like we did for the high and the weight and all those things. So that's how you determined your um, that's how you determine your opt-ins, and that's how you manipulate the visually your this thing. So we can now your network your opt-ins. So we can now save current rank. We click on save. Document net farm discourse open, and we say we can name it anyhow you want to name it to remember. I say score degree. It will save as CSV. So you save it, and if you want to export, so if you want to export your figure, you just come here, you click on it, export as image. uh, Export as image. So you can choose the image format that you want, JPEG, PNG, which one you want. You choose it. You can work on the zoom, the percentage here, the pixels, width and height. You can choose to have transparent, and I think I encourage us to use a transparent background. You can choose to use it or not. So we, by the moment we say, and you can browse, you can browse, but you browse to tell it where it should be saved. So that's it, and we name it. You can name it Cyto or things how you want to name it. You save and you say okay. So it will be saved there. So let's check it out. Yeah, so this is it. Like before, is the background is black because is actually how do you call it? Is actually transparent. So this is it. So most of the time you just want to see the 10 hub genes. You don't want the other genes that are outside, and that's how you do it. So we now have our hub genes, and so that's it. I think we will stop here. We will stop here for now, and the next thing that we will be doing is to export those opt-ins in a database that will help us to find out to conduct gene ontology analysis and KEGG pathway analysis, and we'll continue with other analysis later. So I want to thank you for your attention, and all the best. Thank you. Bye.